Ah, good morning. Welcome to another edition of Off the Top of My Head. And speaking of that, looks like I'm having a problem with my hair today, which is my very best, my very best thing, my hair. So hang on just a minute. Of all my attributes, that's my best. They're best to cover it up. Um, I think today's kids are really going to miss drive-ins. I can remember when we went to the drive-ins, it was an event. Not only did they have a pretty cool concession stand with all kinds of really horrible stuff for you to eat, but tasted great, they also had um, very little security. So they wouldn't make you open the trunk or check in your back seat or anything like that. So it was during those days we discovered um, Boone's Farm wine and Ripple. Not both were better than Mad Dog 2020, but it was just a couple of the illegal substances we got involved with, and they were illegal mostly because we were under 21 and had to go to a little extra trouble to get them. Um, but it's what made driving so much fun. Also, you could sneak people in the trunk, and you also had that incredible ability to put a cooler in your back seat filled with wine, beer, whatever. And we weren't so restrictive about drinking and driving back then. We were more open to facing the road with a certain amount of courage. And when you pulled out of there, you felt like you could take on the world. Um, I don't recall any bad things happening to me at the drive-in. Mostly they happened to me after I got home, because what would happen is I would come home, park the car, sneak quietly into my room, and wake up the next day with maybe a bit of a hangover, but not much more. This didn't work out so well a couple of times when my mom had waited up for me and wanted to discuss the movie. This always went badly. Half the time I didn't know what the movie was, and other times I knew what the movie was, but had a little trouble telling her the plot line, what happened, and I would hear about this the next morning, which was probably not one of the very best times to have a discussion with my mom. Um, she was very good at this. And though I wish I could say I appreciate it now, I don't really. It was all part of growing up. We all grew out of it, but having a drive-in with the speaker that you hung on the back window or one on each side for stereo, wasn't stereo, but we loved it. Um, there are other things that I miss from my younger days. Um, One of them is snow. See, climate's changed in Ohio. We used to get snow every year. Now we get 41 degrees and a gray sky. Um, for those of you that like that kind of weather, well, both of you, I guess, swell, but I hate it. And you can't play in it. It'd be nice if the streets were clear, but you could go someplace to go sled riding or snowmobiling, sledding was one of my very favorite things. And nothing was quite as fun as seeing somebody run head first into a tree at the bottom of the hill. It was all part of it. There was a big pile of sleds that had been destroyed. But those days are gone. Now you got to wear a helmet when you ride a bicycle. You don't have to, but people look at you like you may have not been wearing a helmet, and that's why you're like the way you are, I guess. Anyway, I'm in the process of trying to auto-tune my voice. I know you loved Wichita Lineman. I've gotten so many requests, but, well, let's say that. Have gotten a lot of requests for Wichita Lineman. I'll think about it, but I'm working with an auto-tuner, and so far I haven't figured out quite how to get it to work. I guess I need a microphone. It's coming from Amazon. This thing won't work because it takes pictures, and that gives me a different format, and you don't care, and I don't either. All I know is it won't work. So join me later for a little bit more off the top of my head. And if you have any constructive criticism, please keep that to yourself, okay?